Today is the day that we celebrate the National Night Out Against Crime. It's an opportunity for the community to come together and celebrate protecting their community, protecting one another. It's a way for us to educate our children on how important it is to stay away from crime and the need to protect yourself and protect your neighborhood, and that's what it is.
It's an opportunity for us law enforcement agencies to get together with our community, have them come out, meet us, get to know us, continue a bond of trust that we have with our community, and because at the end of the day, we can't do our job without our community supporting us and getting involved, giving us the information we need to solve crimes and work with them in their neighborhoods, and that's what this event's about. We brought our equipment out. We have a lot of deputies out here that are here to answer questions. We have equipment out here so they can kind of see what kind of tools we have to work with. And we also want to see the deputies mingling with our kids, putting these kids on rides and let them know that, hey, we're your friend. We're not just the bad cop that come to your house the other day that had to put your mom or daddy in jail, or unfortunately we had to maybe seize your home, and that's just the unfortunate things we have to do in law enforcement. We don't like these things at all, however, that's our job, we have to do it. So it gives us an opportunity to actually work with our community, work with our kids, and become one with them.
This is our night to be with the community. We know that the community is our greatest asset in keeping this parish safe. They are our eyes and they are our ears. That's how we solve a lot of our cases. So this is just building on that relationship of trust. In Livingston Parish, it's growing out here. People are bringing their families, they're starting their families, they're growing their families, and they have the same goal in mind, which is to keep the streets clean, keep drug dealers off the streets, keep pedophiles off the streets, and the only way that we can do that is to work together. So this is just building on that. We want them to see who we are. Our families are out here as well, and so we all have the same goal in mind. We are all moving in the same direction, and this just builds on that.
With the exploding population comes growing pains, and that's something that we have to deal with. So we've created a burglary division to actually fight that. So far in the month of June, we've made 40 arrests in 1 month, and we've recovered close to $600,000 in property and seizures. So the division's paying off. These guys are veterans. They know what to look for. They know how to work these cases. So again, it's just something we see in Livingston. That's what we're kind of focusing on, the drugs and the property crimes. That's what we're seeing the most of. And we're very fortunate in Livingston not to have a lot of violent crimes here. We don't have, our homicides are way down, and we don't have a lot of those, so we're very fortunate here, but a lot of it has to do with our community staying involved in these type of events and having the community come out and work with us.
We've got over 30 law enforcement agencies that are here today that are represented. They have brought in their vehicles, their boats, all of their special operations equipment. The children can climb up in the helicopters, climb up in the boats.
We have some canines out here, which is the same thing. We want to make sure the community knows when you see these dogs, sometimes you can't just go up to them and pet them, those type of things, but also make sure they also understand, hey, they're part of the team too. These dogs are very important to us, and they're not actually a dog to us, they're actually a deputy, and they're a working deputy, and they are very, very important to this event here.
Again, it's an opportunity for the children, the families here in the community to get a little more education on their law enforcement in their areas, and they're having a blast.
We've had several citizens come out here, and especially the young, the youth, maybe just getting out of college or just getting out of high school, or maybe they fixed to graduate high school, or we don't know what they want to do. And we have seen a lot of them get out here and they start looking around, they meet a deputy, and they start talking to him. Next thing you know, he becomes a deputy himself, or a law enforcement. He may decide to become a state trooper, or wildlife and fishery, whatever it is. This event has had impact on other kids to maybe get them involved in law enforcement. So that's been a good tool, and that's why we have the Explorer tent set up for these young kids out here that may want to get involved in law enforcement. We may be able to answer a few questions for them and maybe intrigue them to come on over and start looking a little bit more seriously into law enforcement.
It is a national event, and they have 2 days a year. One is in August, one is in October, and we have chosen August this year. There is some rumor that this will be moved to October next year. October tends to be a little bit better weather in South Louisiana than August, but those 2 days are coordinated twice a year.
For more information, please call 686-2241. 686-2241 if you have any tips or have any questions. That's the best way to reach us at the Sheriff's Office.